I don't know. I don't really look at it as like hard or difficult. Maybe like we struggle a little bit with the pricing.
The abaya that a mom wears, the same design goes for the daughter, the kid also.
That's what a lot of the mothers want.
You mentioned about doing categories like Cairo and based on the cities, Palestine, and so on. What's the whole psychology or reason behind doing that?
There's no like sales target we're trying to reach or something. We're just doing what makes sense in every stage and letting the response dictate the pace.
Occasions like Eid or Ramadan, like even bridal events. So we are very proud of that to be like the people go to when they want something special. So yeah, that's just one thing, one part of our ethos, I guess.
Hi, Malak and Aya. It's wonderful to have you both of you all on the show today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Awesome, awesome. From what I have seen in the past 2 weeks, ever since I started following Maison De Hoor, Malak and Aya are two sisters who are obsessed with modern wear designs. I would super active in pop-ups and events, and really showing the real side of the business, like what it takes to build a brand. So, could you guys tell the audience a bit about yourself, who you are, where you come from, and what's the whole purpose behind building this brand? We can start with Malak.
I'm Malak and I'm 29. I started Maison De Hoor with my sister and my mother, who's an Arabic teacher, and she was very like obsessed with abayas, and especially like um, we wanted to wear abayas and modest clothing, and as well show our identity and our heritage. So we started Maison de Hour with a signature collection of Tatriz abayas, which is, if someone doesn't know, it's like embroidery, and it's used in many cultures, like the cross stitch embroidery, but it's mostly worn by Palestinians. And we wanted to do it in a way that is more wearable and colorful. So it's not exactly the traditional tobe, but it's something inspired by it. That's kind of how we started our brand.
Yeah, my mom actually has the story that she keeps repeating of her and my dad when they started going out and trying to get to know each other when they were engaged, of going actually and designing like a abaya or a jilbab actually. And she has the story of like them going together and choosing the fabric and choosing the color and the buttons and all the details. And she just holds that like so fondly. And we also kind of inherited that from her. And yeah, we just think it's such a cool experience to have to be able to choose what you're wearing. You know, wear something that like really represents you and really like kind of shows who you are. So we also wanted everyone to be able to experience that. And actually, a lot of what Maison de Hood is built on is like custom making your own piece. So we actually design with our clients. We don't just offer the available collections. We also offer like any adjustments you would like, any colorways you would like. So as we like talk about it more, I think you'll understand that part of us a bit more clearly.
Interesting. For someone who has been experiencing a particular thing, let's say in this case, for example, choosing your own fabric, choosing your own design, choosing your own buttons, and then trying to make something out of it for your own self is one thing. And then same thing, taking it out as a business and doing it for other people is another thing. So where did that thought come in? And when did that thought come in that, what, this is a whole experience that I love. I enjoy doing it. Now let me take a different angle, or maybe I can do something about this whole experience and turn it into a business. When did that happen?
So actually, it started with my mother when she started wearing the abayas we design and we go to like create to school, and all the teachers would be like, "This is very special. We've never seen anything like this before. How is the finishing so nice? How is the design so fresh? Why don't you make some for us? How can we design it with you?" And it came at a time where it was like it was a couple of years after COVID when we started in 2023, April actually. So it's our third year anniversary. We started
Which 6 years or 5 years?
3,
Oh, okay,
3.
okay.
So yeah, it was like around that time, and w- we started making it for just our family, our friends, maybe like my mother's colleagues, and then they really encouraged us to go like all out with this and make it into a brand. And we actually went and got the trade license, and yeah, we started the social media account. It's a very small team, just me and my sister. Uh, and we're doing everything: photography, marketing, fashion design, whatever you think of. Yani, we're doing it by ourselves.
Out of all the things that you're doing, which is the most exciting part for you? Or which is the part that you guys love the most?
Going to the fabric stores,
Why?
honestly, going to the fabric stores, we get really inspired. Think like we just go with like one idea and then we end up with so many other ideas just because we're so inspired by all the accessories and the fabrics and the buttons, and we take out our like Pinterest mood boards and start adding to them. Sometimes we stay like for 6 hours in the fabric store, just like sourcing the pieces and like matching and just making sure everything flows, making sure the quality like it's good, it doesn't wrinkle, and at the same time it's not like something cheap or something like too. There's so many specific things that you can only know once you try. And sometimes we make a sample piece just for us to try. We try to wash it. We try to see how it wears throughout the day, and then we go back. So it's a long process, but it's very fun. Like looking at all the possibilities you can have with fabric and accessories and things that seem ordinary, but you make them your own.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, for something that is so simple, turning it into a design led and a bit fancy that people start taking inspiration or want to wear something like this is really an art, I would say. And for you guys, when it comes to design, what are some of the elements that you guys put into or have a thought in mind in terms of how this will turn out? Like if you could give me like your whole design process or the thought process that goes behind in making one piece of abaya, let's say for example.
So in the beginning, we started, like I said, with the tatriz abayas. They were very like it's like one like focal element that we like try in different variations, but then we try to go outside the box of that and make things that are more casual everyday. Actually, it was Aya's idea. We did the double exposure collection,
What does
and
that mean?
it's double exposure is a name inspired by photography. It's a technique in photography, and our photographer also like helped coming up with the name. But basically, it's because it's like double-sided. Like the abayas, you can wear them on two different sides, and they have two colors. And we did it for the summer. So it was like each abaya carried the name of a city. So we had like Cairo abaya, we had Baghdad abaya, we had 6 abayas, and that's how we start every collection with around 6 pieces. And because of people like having the custom option, we ended up with 14 different colors within 1 year. So we're like trying to find more Arab cities to include. So it was like a journal, a summer journal, and you can see it if you scroll in our social media.
I did.
It's like
I did.
yeah.
Yeah, and they are really amazing ones. Like when I was scrolling through, like the different design, the colors, and the way it's worn, there's so much into it. Yeah, which is not. Yeah, right.
And
Yeah,
because we want to make every design like it's expressive and it's modest at the same time. It's not boring. Every detail is like well thought out. There's like, for example, a lot of abayas where people struggle with the sleeve being too open, so we have like added buttons. We have like the neck it's high, so no one has to like struggle with the hijab over it. We took a lot of details into consideration, and we want people to be proud of their culture, to be proud of their religion, um, to like make modest wear something accessible and unique, and like to people, so people look forward to wearing it.
Would you like to add something, Aya?
Yeah, so actually when we started, we did start with abayas, but we also are like expanding again into more evening wear, which like is a very underserved market. I mean, as someone who does wear the hijab, I feel like it's very difficult to find something when you do have an occasion that's like the color that you want, the material that you want, that's like fancy enough, but not like extremely stiff or fancy, or that doesn't make you look older, or like there's a lot of different things to take into consideration, especially for people who are like very aesthetically driven, that you don't really find in normal malls or stores or even online. It's very difficult. So that's like the kind of very niche market, but very underserved market that we do try to serve. And yeah, like Malak mentioned, we do take every detail into account, not just how a piece would photograph like on our Instagram. We also take into account how it would wear throughout the day. Is this something that's going to bother you if, like, for example, the sleeve is too open? Or is it going to bother me that like the neck is too like low or stuff like that? So by wearing our own clothing and like kind of experimenting with it and experiencing it, we also keep adjusting the design accordingly. And yeah, we do try to make it like very, yeah, you do like want to buy something that you look forward to wearing. And with all of our pieces, that's what we try to do, to make stuff that people actually want to wear. And yeah, a lot of our orders come for like special occasions like Eid or Ramadan, or even like
Bridal.
bridal, yeah, like even bridal events. So we are very proud of that, to be like the people, the that people go to when they want something special. So yeah, that's just one thing, one part of our ethos, I guess.
And also, like for example, sometimes something looks good and it's good quality, but um, you can only like know if it's wearable when you try. Like for example, we made one time abaya, but it looked amazing, like stunning, but it was very heavy, and like in the summer we couldn't wear it, so we had to like come up with a way to get the same look, but with like more like fine, like breathable, lighter fabric. So it does take time to perfect.
Interesting. I mean, when it comes to like from the whole fabric to if you want to create one piece from the fabric to the end product that goes to the customer, in the whole journey, which part is the most hardest one?
Uh, I don't know. I don't really look at it as like hard or difficult. Maybe like we struggle a little bit with pricing. Like we want to make sure it's affordable, and at the same time we want to ensure it's the highest quality. So like it takes an effort to decide and make them keep the margins low, and at the same time um like make it like efficient, like worth keeping from a business standpoint. I think me and my sister are both very creative, and we just want to create, and like we don't really look at like budgets and boundaries, and we just want to do the most. So I think yeah, this is a bit difficult from a business like perspective.
What are some of the things that you guys do in terms of knowing what has to be designed, how much of that has to be designed, and when you should guys hold yourself back?
Like we try to have like two collections at least every year. Um, So, for example, the past year we did the Palestinian Tatriz dresses, not the abayas, with the like handmade embroidered belts, and we did the double exposure abayas, like I said. But we didn't want to overdo it. We didn't want to like overwhelm our audiences. We want to also like uh, keep our designs recognizable and perfect something before we move on to the next. So, for example, we want to move on into some people told us you should do for kids because a lot of the ladies order and they want to wear the same piece as their kids, which is something we're dying to do. But at the same time, we just want to do like one by one, so we're holding back a little bit. Also, we
You
are
mean to
getting
say the abaya that a mom wears, the same design goes for the daughter, the kid also?
that's what a lot of the mothers want. Maybe not exactly like abaya, but like same fabric, same
Dress,
like
understood.
same kind of dress, which is something we're trying like not to like get into so many things at the same time. We want to do perfect the ladies modest wear, and we're getting into different like more niche markets, like for example, modest bridal dresses. We did a couple, but we also like I feel like we need to do more research and experiment a bit more before we fully launch something like a whole bridal collection. So we are holding back and we have ideas. Also, we might do things like create some pieces that are not just full length abayas and dresses, but also like something within the modest category, but like, for example, like midi dresses or like half sleeve or like we want to expand a little bit, but we're doing it step by step and we're doing like collection by collection and seeing how it lands and how it resonates with the audiences before like investing fully into something.
Aya, would you like to add something, or are you busy with activating emotions?
Like, yeah, and you know what Malak said is perfectly accurate. So yeah, we do work on smaller collections at a time, and we do expand based on our audiences like requests and based on the custom orders that they make. So that sometimes gives us more ideas, and yeah, it's like kind of collaborative in a way where we see what's working and then we respond to that. And it's
Yeah.
been very organic so far. So yeah, we do hold off on making a lot of stock or inventory, and we try to focus on instead like presenting our designs in the best way, so that then we can just keep that ball rolling. And yeah, as orders come in, we also custom make for each person. It's everything is made to order essentially, and we try to keep the timelines also very short, which is sometimes hectic if you have ever worked with tailors in the UAE.
Like another thing we're trying to expand is where we deliver. So locally now we deliver everywhere in the UAE. And we got a few orders in the US, for example. We got some in Europe. We got one in Palestine, and it was a lady who wanted a dress that's similar to Princess Iman of Jordan. Her كتب كتاب, we have like the pre-marriage celebration dress. And I think we did a really good job with it. And we're thinking of, for example, making a similar dress that was unique to her, but we want to make a similar one with other metallics. So hers was like a champagne, like goldish color. Maybe we're gonna make rose gold and silver to fit every skin tone as well. And yeah, I feel like this is a nice way of like responding, like I said, to the audience rather than like just assuming
True.
what's wanted.
Makes a lot of sense. You mentioned about doing categories like Cairo and based on the cities, Palestine, and so on. Why? What's the whole psychology or reason behind doing that? Is it like the designs are aligned more towards the tradition of those cities, or is it like just a campaign and you just wanted to name it that way?
A bit of both. We wanted to do like the double exposure collection, something like a category that's very new but very like emerging is travel wear. So travel wear is now its own thing. Even like a lot of abaya stores that cater to like people who only wear abayas, like Emiratis, for example. They also do look into travel wear, and it's usually lighter and more colorful. And sometimes it's not just solely abayas, it's like pants and the skirt set or like these colorful travel sets. So we wanted to do our impression of that, like our idea of travel wear that is so comfortable and that is so true to our region. And some of the colors, they do represent like elements of these specific cities, like the Quds Abaya. It's like this green, like light blue, green, beige. Like it's similar to the mosque, the Dome of the Rock Mosque. For example, the Cairo Abaya. Uh, it's like this dark red with like this dusty pink, and it's, I don't know, it reminds us a little bit of the pyramids and ancient Egyptian culture. So I feel like it does kind of respond to it, but the main idea was to make travel wear and to highlight Arab cities as places worth exploring and worth like seeing. Because I feel like whenever like someone says travel, everyone is thinking of islands and like the Eiffel Tower, and we just wanted to expand that a little bit.
Do you guys travel a lot?
Kind of, not that much. Like last time, I went to Langkawi. It was like a couple of years ago, I think.
Okay,
It was
okay,
really nice.
okay.
Maybe we'll
Uh,
do an island travel collection now, but keep it modest somehow.
yeah, yeah. That's the tagline. Yeah. I mean, like most of the inspiration, if you want to kind of bring the whole culture of that place into something that you want to kind of reflect in what you wear, there's so
Yeah,
much of research that goes behind it in terms of, especially even if you take a look at Kandura, for example, like
yeah,
the Maghribi, like the one that originates from Morocco, right? So there's a bit of culturally aligned, like inclined towards how the design is, how it's felt, and all of that, which is then kind of bought into the clothing. So that was the whole thing that I wanted to check in terms of like
definitely. And we tried also to step outside like just Palestinian heritage, and we tried to include some elements of like Moroccan wear, not as like fully traditional kaftan, but we tried to include some elements. I think we have one abaya set. It's called Morocco Dream Set, and it has like some like gold embellishment around like the rims, and we also did a ladies' bisht, which was kind of different. Like, you know, the bisht that the men usually wear with the gold and black, but we tried to do it in like a more feminine twist, and people actually loved it so much, even though it's not that common. So try we try to include elements without it being like off brand and without it being fully costume, like fully um, traditional. So so that it's more like wearable and not like cultural appropriation.
do you guys are more inclined or interested in history and culture, like out of interest? Are you guys, any one of you?
Kind of. Like, my background was doing communications and public relations in art and culture institutions. So I worked with a lot of museums and art houses, like
No
local
wonder.
art, yeah, like art display. So it is kind of like true to my interests and my line of work. And I as well, uh, maybe she wants to talk about it, but she's also in design.
Yeah, so I actually also work in the creative field, and I did have a background in design management and art curation as well was my focus during university. And yeah, we are interested in studying like the history of these different cities that we are like representing. So there was some research that went into it, trying to find like cultural icons that we can include in our even in our social media posts. None of it is like generic. So all the flowers and those collages are actually like the national flower of that country that it's from. We were inspired by that for the colorways, for everything, even like the way that it was styled on set when we were doing the photo shoot. And yeah, we try to kind of study the history and the heritage of these different countries, but we're also looking at like current interest and like the present tastes. So trying to like balance that without like nerding out fully on the historical aspect is really fun, honestly. and people do respond very well to it.
Interesting. How is this whole events and pop-up thing working out for you guys?
Alhamdulillah, it's very good. We started like doing very small pop-ups, and and then we ended up doing bigger ones, and we became like more present, like online, and we started getting invited and selected. And a lot of the time, they say because like we want you to be there because of like how nice the collection is, and because how nice the feed is. Like on Instagram, the page people really like it. So it does feel good to participate in these events and to interact directly with the audience and to also get to know other people in the same field, get inspired. Um, so we're not relying fully on pop-ups, but we do participate when it makes sense. Especially like when the weather is good and it's an outdoor market, of course, why would we not want to give the opportunity for people to come by and try it out themselves and feel the material by themselves? It's very, like, it is costly, it is more work for sure to be in a pop-up than to be online, but it's worth it in many instances.
How do
We
you
started
kind of
like in the university actually because we both graduated from the American University of Sharjah, and we get like invited to these like entrepreneur pop-ups. That's how we started. Alhamdulillah, now it's like a big.
That's good, yeah. I mean, like, how do you guys kind of measure the matrix or the ROI of the pop-ups that you guys do? Is it directly related to or measured in terms of the sales that are that happens over there, or is it like the exposure that you are getting? What are the metrics that you guys have in head before attending the pop-up? Like, okay, I'm attending this pop-up. This is the goal or this is the outcome I want to
Yeah.
achieve out of this? How do you guys think in terms of that?
Like usually we know we are not going to make so many sales. Like it's not. It's like when we do join, it's really for the profit, and it's more about the exposure and the photo shoot and just the participation itself, the visibility. Um, Whenever it does make sense and we can afford to do that, we join. But sometimes we like hold back because we know that it will not make sense from like a business standpoint.
Would you like to add something, Aya?
Yeah, so like Malak said, a lot of it is about the exposure, and just having people interact with our pieces and like just have this connection with us. We love to meet people and like talk about our work and even get ideas sometimes, just from people's reactions. So that's also very valuable. And in terms of sales, I mean, since our collection is a bit limited, it's usually like people come by, we take their sizes, and then we would custom make something for them as well. So that's also not a bad way to go about it. And when choosing to participate, like just from a logistical perspective, we look at where the pop up is, what type of people usually attend, the footfall. We do some research into it first. And yeah, we do all of that before we commit to something.
What's that one early decision that you guys have had taken and then over time, it turned into something else and it has turned in a good way?
I think in the beginning, when we started, we were trying to gauge what our like potential clients would want and then cater to that. But at a certain point, we stopped doing that and we started doing what feels true to us and just letting our like personality show through the business. So even if it's like I said, nerdy or too artistic or too um like too maximalist, like it was we were trying to go in the minimal direction that was trendy a couple of years ago, but we found that we like things. We like maximalism, we like flowers, we like the beach, like we try to make it super authentic to who we are, and it's like actually the feed on Instagram looks a lot like my page and Aya's page. So it's like an extension of our creative path and not something super curated or performative. 'Cause I found that people really responded well to that, even though it was, um, like it's not what's expected. So it's not like some people even said that the products don't look like products. It just looks like a nice mood board, and somehow the dresses are part of it. That's not,
That's a good compliment to have.
yeah. Um, so I feel like just going with your gut and like trusting your instincts sometimes goes a long way. And yeah, like it's all also like harmonious. It's not like random. There is a brand, but it's ever evolving, and we're letting it grow, and we're letting the growth show. So we're not like restricting ourselves in a specific direction or palette, but we're making it all like every element works with the other, even if it's unexpected. Like you would see like beach shots, and at the same time there's like um not beach, like basically me and I love the beach so much, and we made one of the dresses like blue and it has seashells on it,
You
and then we
guys
went
need
to
to
the
create a
beach.
beach collection if you guys are obsessed with it.
Honestly, yeah. Like actually I'm not gonna say it now, but I'm thinking of doing something similar. Um
Inshallah. Yeah.
well, not me creating suspense.
At this point in time, what does growth really mean to you guys? Or an indication that you guys are doing it well? Growth.
I feel like honestly, me and I are going a little bit based on vibes. Like we're just seeing that we're getting more interaction, we're getting more orders. There's no like sales target we're trying to reach or something. We're just doing what makes sense in every stage, and like letting the response dictate the pace. So we feel like now we have momentum, and we're trying to keep it and like expand it. It's not like we're not measuring the number of likes or the number of views or like the number of orders. We're just seeing that what we're doing is resonating, and it's being noticed, and we feel happier about it. We compared, like we sat for a session, me and I, and we were like comparing when we first started. It was with very few pieces. We were like scared to like go outside the lines, and we were like doing the photo shoots at home in my room, sometimes in the living room, and like alhamdulillah now it has its own flavor, and I feel like that's growth.
Would you like to add,
Maybe
Aya?
in the future, inshallah, we would have like an atelier with like our own like team of tailors and seamstresses, and like maybe we'd have a boutique, a store, like inshallah, like I do want these things, but we're just like playing it by ear.
If you guys had to give an advice for someone who is getting started in their entrepreneur journey in the UAE, what would be those things? Just one advice, maybe.
Just start. Like I saw a quote the other day. It's like you can't edit a blank page. Like start, and like the path will show itself. Like you once you put yourself, once you exist, you're bound to get better if you keep at it. So like don't just try to perfect something before you start it. That's, I guess, my advice.
I like the part that you mentioned, don't edit the blank space. I'm hearing
Yeah.
this for the first time.
And
Interesting.
also, I think يعني people around us are getting inspired. Just like for example, my brother also started a small business. He has a hobby that he learned from my father, and like it was like inherited from my grandfather, which is prayer beads, like making it by hand.
Hmm.
So it was like a passion project he started in Ramadan. He was just giving it away for free in the mosques,
Is
and
it?
yeah, and we met someone, like we met a public figure, and he convinced him to make it into a business. This guy, صراحة I forgot his name. I'm very bad with names, but basically he really inspired him to make it into a whole business. And then he started more and more. It's like it's basically a collection of prayer beads for now, but he wants to expand it into other things, even though he's still a student in AUS. And also, one, uh, like, Emirati lady, I forgot her name. I'll get it, but she saw him making the prayer beads by hand in the field. It was like an open day outdoor event, and she was so happy, like, about him. She said to do like a whole video just encouraging him and encouraging people to buy from him and to support like small businesses. So I think like sometimes just starting, like even if you don't have a name, you don't have nothing, like if you just start and you allow yourself to be visible and to be to exist publicly, like that is already something. And already like people will see you, already you will get the inspiration, you will get the motivation, you will get the resources on the way. So that's how I think about it. There's nothing to lose, and especially in the UAE, like it's very easy for like 1,000 you can get a license. People are very supportive. People actually care about buying local. They care about supporting small businesses. There were so many pop-up shops, especially in the last like a couple of months, who are like helping small businesses with like free participation. Just like come, like the country saying, just start, just do something. So yeah.
Aya, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, Malak is more of the risk taker out of the two of us. I'm always a bit shy to do anything like that. So yeah, when it started, for Malak, she was like, I just need to do it. And she was like being very proactive about it, just starting, her and Mama actually. And they invited a photographer to the house. He just took the pictures. They started posting immediately. And for me, I mean, at the time, I was still a student in university. And to me, that felt like mind blowing. It's like, you can't just do that. You need a brand, you need a brand guideline, you need to have your logo figured out. You like, I'm more of a perfectionist, I think. And Medic also is, but for me, it does like kind of limit me in a way that it doesn't with Medic. She's more of a brave, like risk taker, and that's what you need when you're starting a business. Um, yeah, even though we do still like sometimes have creative difficulties, I would say, and business difficulties. um, but yeah, you definitely need someone like Malak where you just start something and then you like put the efforts and you put the like risk and to let it grow. And yeah, it's definitely true. People are very supportive. Our first orders were from like friends and family who just wanted like us to start and to continue doing it.
Aunties.
Aunties, lots of aunties wearing our taqris abayas. Yeah, and yeah, you just have to let like people respond to that and let people see that and just go full send, literally, and yeah, start something. So I think be less like me and just take the risk.
As if she's very process led, she's very methodical, and she's underselling herself. Just okay.